the most important thing you should have on your homepage, and what I almost never see on dance websites, is a call to action, or CTA. All this means is you have a very clear signal for the visitor telling them what to do next. That could be, hey there, welcome to part 2 of this mini series helping you create your very own dance website. In the first video, I walked you through the Wix layout, we made an account, and I walked you through the website editor and how to use all the different features on there. In today's video, we're talking about the homepage and navigation menu. I'm gonna share 3 common mistakes I see a lot of dancers making when it comes to homepages in particular. And then at the end, we're gonna build out our very own homepage and menu using the template we created from the last video. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend you checking it out. I will make sure I have a link up above. And if you find these videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell icon so you know every single time I drop a new video in this series. And last but not least, I have a free download for you in the description below. It's a checklist with all the different elements you need to have for a successful dance website. So before you start going ahead and making this website, I would highly recommend checking that out, making sure you have everything you need. I even go into some things like how to create a artistic statement and a teaching statement, things like that, and then come back and walk through this with me and we'll make a website together. So there are lots of ways to create and format a homepage, but regardless, there are a few elements that I think everyone should have for a successful homepage to keep people on your website, to direct them to where you want them to go, to look at your bio, to find your resume, look at your images, to contact you and book you eventually. That's the goal, right? So here are 3 things I see a lot of dancers lacking on their homepage that make it harder or not as successful as it could be. Number 1 is having a clear call to action. Number 2 is having way too much stuff and clutter on the homepage. And number 3 is not having high quality pictures or videos. So let's talk about these real quick. Let's start with the last one because that's the easiest and simplest. High quality pictures or videos. Now I get it, we all start from somewhere and maybe you don't have the budget or resources to hire a photographer or hire a videographer. So something is better than nothing. Cell phone pictures are great. You can always film yourself in slow motion with at the highest resolution on your phone and then grab some still images from that. But as soon as you can, I would highly recommend you investing in a photographer, videographer to get some high quality images, because that one photo shoot, you can use it over and over again. And think about your homepage is your first impression, right? As soon as people get there, that's the first thing they see. So if they don't see something that is eye-catching, that looks professional, they're probably not going to feel inclined to click around more to see more of your website. So having high quality images in particular is super, super important. If you are a student in college, this might be a little bit easier because you can always go to your department. They usually hire a photographer to document all the performances and things going on. So you can always ask to see if it's possible to get a copy of those images and just ask if you need to credit the photographer, if you need to pay the photographer. Usually that's a little bit cheaper because you can maybe pay per image, or they will at least give you a student discount because they understand hopefully that you are in college and you don't have as many monetary resources. But whether you're in school or not, you can also always try and find someone who is looking to expand their portfolio. Maybe they have a camera, but they need pictures to showcase on their own website. So you can do an exchange. I will be your model in exchange for the images. And side note, just make sure you always credit the photographer wherever you use them. Very similar with video, you can always look for someone who is looking to expand their portfolio or maybe test out a new piece of equipment and they need a model. You can always offer to be that model in exchange for the footage. Number 2, let's work backwards, having a cluttered home page. So this is, I think, a very common and understandable mistake if you don't have a marketing or design background. You want people to see everything you do up front as soon as they get to your website. But what actually happens is someone will come to your homepage and they won't know where to look. There are so many things going on. There's no clear direction of where they should look, and so they will leave your website. A really simple way to solve this is first prioritizing what you want people to know you for. If your priority is to get booked as a performer, then I wouldn't even have your teaching material on your homepage. You can have that as a separate page, lower down on a tab, but everything people see should first point them towards hiring you as a performer first. Or if you're a teacher, then prioritize that. That way, it's much easier for visitors to learn more about what it is you do and what it is you want them to hire you for. You can of course always have another page to highlight the other things that you do not include in your homepage, but just remember, you want people to take action once they get to your website, and if you give them too many things to look at, they won't know what to do and they'll probably just leave. Number one, I think the most important thing you should have on your homepage, and what I almost never see on dance websites, is a call to action, or CTA. All this means is you have a very clear signal for the visitor telling them what to do next. That could be a button that says, click here to watch my dance reel, click here to contact me, click here to book me for your next performance, click here to book me for your private one-on-one dance class. Poor wording, but you get the idea. It's telling the visitor what to do right away. There are a couple reasons why we want to have a call to action. Number one, as soon as someone takes action on your website, they're much more likely to stay on the website and click around more. Number two, if your goal is to have someone call you or book you for a job, then you want to tell them the easiest way to do that. Or if you want to make sure people see your dance reel, you want to make it as easy as possible for them to find it. Now, that could mean it is auto playing directly on your homepage as soon as it gets there, or it could be a big button telling them this is where my dance reel is. And there's some pros and cons to both that we will get into as we are creating the website. Remember, all the elements we are putting on your website, you always have the option to go back and adjust and change it. Maybe your call to action will change in the future as you transition from performing more to teaching. Maybe your images change, or you want to change the layout or the color scheme. All of these things are very easy to change and adjust, so have something up first and then go back and tweak as needed. Before we start, I feel like I always have to give this disclaimer, but I am not a graphic designer by any means, so this will be a basic website and potentially very questionable when it comes to graphic choices, but that is why you can hire a designer, that's why you can use templates, or you can just mess around on your own. But all that to say, we are on Wix, so let's use this one where we used AI to create a template for us. Select an edit site, and I do apologize if at some points this box blocks me. I'm gonna try and be mindful of it and remove it if it ever gets in the way. We're gonna go to design site, and here we are. As a reminder, this is where we left off last time. I just added a bunch of different sections to show you the different options, but it doesn't look very good. And again, if you want a refresher on the layout and the tools, go back and watch the first video. Let's preview it once just to see what it looks like. So first of all, I don't like how it's cutting off my face there, but it is cool that it has a reveal feature. Then as we scroll down, this is what the site looks like. We have a random video box, a gallery of pictures, testimonials. I'm going to delete this whole project portfolio section, and we're going to change all of this. So, but just to show you, and here we go. So I'm going to get rid of this one. So you'll see over here, this would be what we call a call to action, explore more. But I think that could be worded better because explore more, it's a little vague. I think you would want something a little bit more specific. So let's go back to the editor. Remember, we're not gonna hit publish until we're happy with the website. We're gonna make a menu because I don't like this one. You'll see here it's a hamburger menu, which means it's just gonna say menu, and then when I click it, all the pages come out. Actually, let me show you real quick. So here, menu, and now it clicks here, and then I could go to the about page, but then I have to click here again. I personally like it better when I can see all the options on top. That way, again, we're trying to make it as simple as possible for people to find what they want. If you have to click menu and then click about versus just seeing about and clicking it there, I think the second option is just simpler and easier. So we're gonna change this hamburger menu. So let's go back to our home page. I'm just gonna delete this because I don't like the circle container. I don't like the menu. There we go. Gonna add a new menu, and we want a horizontal menu, but these all look a little funky as far as design. I'm gonna see what they have under themed menus. That I like better. I think I don't want the boxes, so I'm gonna go here. Let's drag that to this one. There we go. Also, I don't know, I guess this is where I could put my logo, So let me just say JHsu dance. Remember, this is our header, so this top part, this orange strip, will be on every single page. I have these columns. I'm gonna adjust. Oh, let me, okay. Manage columns. Can I change this? Okay, I think I'm just gonna do this. And now let's manage our menu. I'm gonna delete this. Will it let me delete this? Collection page. Here we go, site menu. Delete portfolio. We don't need that. We have our about page. We have our welcome page. What's that? The same as homepage? Okay, don't know what that is, so I'm gonna delete it. I think that might be a landing page. I'm not sure what that logo means. So I'm gonna delete that. And let's add a blank page because we're gonna build everything out. So one will be our, let's say, gallery. Then we're just gonna duplicate and contact. And you'll see up here, it shows as we add it. And now if I click and drag, it also changes it in the order up here. Something important for navigation menus in particular, you wanna make sure you have the most important pages up front and then the least important pages at the end. So the home page will always be first, but then let's say you want your about first because you want them to learn more about you. I'll put that first. Contact, I think, should always be last. But whatever you want them to see first, put that first in the menu so it's easier to find. Gallery, we could also potentially split it up into pictures and videos to make it even more clear. So for the sake of this, let's actually do that for this video. I'm gonna duplicate it. Again, they're all blank, so photo, video. And I think if I was a teacher, I would maybe want photos first, but I would actually probably want about first because then I can tell you about my teaching philosophy, all those things. If I was a performer, I would actually maybe do video first because then that takes you directly to the highlight reel and then your photo gallery, then about page where you could have your resume and then contact you. There we go. And I do like how, because we had set our color scheme already, let's just double check this, but when you hover, I think it changes the color. I like that, saying that teal. So if we click here, it takes us to each page. And right now these are blank. We'll build them out in future videos. And we'll go back home. I like how simple that looks. Again, keep it simple, keep it easy to use. I'm gonna, let's see, if I stretch it, I don't like that, so we'll keep it here. Make this header as small as possible. There we go. In case you can't tell, I did not pre-plan this. We are building this out together in real time. Okay. From here, I don't like how the picture was cutting off my head, so I'm going to change the effect because I do like how when you scroll, the picture moves with you. But let's change it to parallax. And again, you can always try these different effects and it shows you a little preview of it. But generally, parallax is a pretty good pick. And let's go to preview now to see how. So it moves a little bit more with you. I still don't like how the picture, the head gets cut off, and that unfortunately could just be a size issue. So I might need to just find a different picture where maybe I'm a little bit smaller or it doesn't matter as much if it starts more cut off. Because remember, it's going to resize with every layout. or every web browser size. So if I were to go here and then I change this, see how it changes as I adjust the sizing of the page. Oops. So just something to keep in mind. Although I do like the picture. So what happens if we say no effect? Okay, now there should be a way for me to tell it where I want the focus of the picture to be. Settings. Here goes. Scale to fill. Video originals. Oh, that's way too big. Interesting. Tile it. Okay, so we'll scale to fill. Just mess around with it. Here we go. Here's how you position it. Great. Okay. So I want it maybe like that. But now we're gonna add the effect back in. Parallax it. So now when I preview, there we go, my head is there. And it still does a little bit of movement there, which is nice. Okay, I am happy with that. Next thing, let's build out. Actually, I'm gonna delete this first because I know I'm not gonna want it. You can't delete sections with portfolio page. Why? Delete app. Okay, so we're gonna follow these instructions and delete the app. Again, this was a template that the AI built for us, so it added these things. So I don't think it's necessary for our website, so that's why I'm getting rid of it. Oh, it just deleted the whole home page. That is interesting. Why? Okay, let me undo that. Home page. Interesting. I don't like that at all. So this is one of the dangers of using a template like this. Somehow this portfolio piece is built in, so I cannot delete it without just deleting the whole home page. All right, I'm gonna delete this one. Delete this anchor. Now what we might have to do is just make a new home page. So let's do that. And I'm gonna copy over some of the elements I like so that way hopefully we can keep those. So I'm gonna go to manage page. I guess this is good that we are running into this issue. In case you run into it, you'll know how to handle it. I'm gonna duplicate my photo page because it is totally blank. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna see if I can just copy. And now go to home 2. What happened? Why didn't it let me? Control C, Control V. There we go. So here we have at least this first part that I want to keep anyways, and the rest we can build out because I was going to delete everything else anyways. So I'm going to move this section here so that way this is our new home page. So now I can go back and I'm going to uninstall this because I don't want this portfolio, and unfortunately the only way I can get rid of it is to uninstall the portfolio app, which then deletes the whole homepage for some reason. But we've saved the elements that we want to keep, so we can now delete it. I imagine also, I wonder if you could go, yeah, I'm just gonna uninstall it. There you go, and now we have our home 2 page, which we are now going to rename to just home. And there you go. If you don't want to have a page, but just a button, you can always add menu item here. I think you can add a link, an anchor, like we did before, a section. So we could do that. I'll show you how you could use it later. All right, here I'm gonna change this to, let's see, if I'm doing it as myself as a teacher, let's do hip hop and contemporary dance, because that is my strengths. That's what I would market myself as if I was using this as a website for myself. I'm going to, let's see, manage column. Why is there a mini section here? What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, that's just the boundary. I should also have my name. I should also spell words correctly. Okay, and then I'm actually going to, I don't know what this is. Testimony. Oh, it has, oh, this is the button that we made earlier. That's why. In the first video. Sorry, there's a lot of clicking around. Where did that button go? Undo that. I'm going to delete this for now. Don't need it. Okay. There is also an animation, I guess, when we first come to this page. Whoa, that's what happened? I don't understand why this changed to a white background. Let's change that back. There we go. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can see that animation. Okay, so they slide up. That's actually really cool. I could also just put my name up here instead of JHsu Dance. Let's actually do that. Again, these are all more artistic choices, but that way they see this right away. I'm actually going to take this, put it here. I want to get rid of this column. I don't think I need it. And let's say for this call to action, we want it to like learn more about me. So honestly, that's not the strongest call to action, but we will just do this for now. This is a caption, and let's create some text for this. Oops, sorry, I'm blocking all that. So that is what I asked. I asked the AI to help me write this. Let's see what it says. We're gonna use the text, but I'm not a dance studio. am not a dance studio. Okay, we're gonna use that for now. Oh, let's change the tone. Let's make it enthusiastic. Let's see what it says. When it comes to tone, honestly, I think that's up to you. Obviously, you want to come across as professional, but remember that dance is very personal, so making it more friendly or enthusiastic or things like that, that could be a great way to go. So I would mess around with that and get feedback from the people around you for that. Okay, so there, and then edit the text, just make it centered. Actually, this time, maybe just learn more would, so we've told them now what it is they're doing. Okay, this is a very basic homepage, and we could, in theory, be done with it here. Something to be mindful of when it comes to the images and videos potentially you're going to use. I think it's very trendy to use videos in particular and embed it into your video. For example, instead of this picture, we could have a highlight reel already going. Just be mindful that for videos in particular, they can take longer to load. And so you don't want to have too many effects for the text or the videos or graphics and things to make the web page load slower, because that is a big deterrent to people sometimes. Just think when you're scrolling on social media, if you click on a website, if it doesn't load in the first 2 seconds, you might just go back and keep scrolling, right? Same mentality here, because we're assuming that people are coming here to look for you, but in the event that someone got 3 recommendations for a dance teacher and you're one of them, then they have 2 other options to look through. So you want them to stay on as much as possible. So that's why we want to make it load as fast as possible. So that's why we would want to have as simple an interface as possible. I'm saying as possible a lot. But that makes it easier for it to load and keep people on your webpage. Again, you can play with it. I wouldn't sacrifice your artistic design. If you want a video, go for it. Just keep that in mind. And there are ways you can compress the video a little bit more, make it load faster, things like that. So in theory, we could be done with this, but what I want to do is add basically a mini preview of all the other pages we have. So that way people can, if they keep scrolling, they can see a little snippet about me, a little bit of the photo gallery, maybe just the whole video highlight reel already, and a contact page. That way, if they don't feel like clicking on a button, they can just scroll and see everything they would need. So we're going to come and add a section. We'll make it blank. Move it down. I don't know why the background, it is always white by default. This is going to be for our about, and why are you not letting me change the background? Anyways, I'm gonna start with an image. We'll add my headshot that we had uploaded earlier. And it's not letting me move it around. All right, so let me delete that image, that whole section. We're gonna try this again. Since it already has an about, why not? Oh, this is nice. Let's do this. Move it below. I don't know if I love the, even though we had told it coral as the other color, I wish this just stayed black. Yeah, that's nice. Then here, I'm going to change the image. And now settings, let's have it. Ooh, that's way too close on my teeth. Okay, scale to fit. Add another column because I think that will then change the size of things, which is more what I'm interested in. Let's preview this first just to see how it looks. Oh, actually, that size looks good though. What happened? Okay, great. I am okay with that. I do think I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Just make it easier to read. And actually, now that I look at this, I do maybe like the coral that they had used originally because it separates each section, even though I'm not sure about the color scheme, but I am going to keep it here because now if you scroll, it just separates a little bit more, makes it more obvious. Okay, we have an about me. Let's link that to our about page again. I'm gonna cheat and just grab a snippet from my artist bio that I made a while back. I have a Google Drive folder and basically a Google Doc where I just keep adjusting my artist bio. So I'm gonna find that real quick. I will say I wrote this in the third person because for programs and things like that, but for your website, I do think it is important to write in the first person. It just makes it more personable. Okay, that's something I would definitely go back and rework the text a little bit more, get feedback from people. I'm not the best person when it comes to writing copy, but that's something that's a placeholder. I would personally get rid of the social bar. You have people on your website, so you want to keep them on your website generally, but you could always go and set your social links and adjust that. And then our about me. Also, here we're gonna resize our columns. I just Googled it. So we're gonna do layout. Let's see what equal. No. There we go. Okay, I like that. No. That's a good proportion. I like it flush. And then just a little bit of border. There we go. Nice. Okay, I like that. Cool. Again, not sure about the color scheme per se, but oh, actually, I wonder if we just did white. I'll go back to the coral only because then it bleeds into my headshot. Again, these are all nitpicky things that I would then go back and adjust over and over again, probably if it was my actual website. But here is what we have so far. Let's do a preview. Not bad, not bad. Adjust it, make it a little bit smaller, which does squeeze my headshot a little bit, but that is okay. Actually, what we could do, just for fun, let's do this. We're gonna add a column. I'm gonna delete all of this. I'm gonna add There we go. So let me delete this one. Now we're going to change this image. I'm actually, while we do this, I'm going to upload a couple more images just so I have some other options. Okay. And now, because this is a vertical video picture, sorry, I'm going to use this one instead. I think it'll fit better. Beautiful. And now let's see, settings, just to double check things. I think it looks good. There we go. So now you have a picture of me dancing and a headshot. Now I am going to resize this. But there you go. Because I added it on both sides, my headshot is not as squished, so it still looks good spacing wise. Then this, I wonder, make it a little bit wider. Okay. Grid lines. All right, so I guess we should make sure it stays within. So never mind. There we go. Let's preview that. And what if we resize it? Okay, so that black, it is nice because now, see how it pads it? So if I do this, okay, nice. So far, I'm happy with it. And oh, actually we should double check. So now learn more would take us to our about page. And let's make sure our about also goes to our about page. Great. This is not really centered, and I would probably spend a lot of time tweaking and adjusting the spacing, but we're gonna leave it there. Next, I do want to add a little photo video, so let's add another section. We're just gonna do a blank section. There we go. Opacity. Okay, add elements. I'm just curious. Design sections now. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We want, well, first of all, to put this here, then add a section. Let's do a gallery. I want something small. It shouldn't be a full-on gallery. It should just be like a sneak peek. So let's do just a grid. But now I want to stretch it. And I need to make it much smaller. So let's see, customize the layout. We'll have some in between, some space there. And then I do want to make it much smaller. There we go. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, and now let's manage our media. I'm gonna delete all of these. I just held down shift and holding down control now so I can add more. That really isn't relevant. I already showed that one. This are copies. And so here I would add, you know, the performance or like photo shoot with blah, blah, blah. Photo by, I don't remember the guy's name, to be honest. That's terrible of me. It's in the info somewhere, I think. Oh, Jared Schaubert. Quick pro tip, when you get pictures, if the photographer doesn't already do this, I would add the photographer's name in the name file. That way, whoever you give it to, whenever you need to remember it, you always have it right there. That's what I do with all my pictures if I can. So that's how I remembered his name, because this was from, I was in college. It was 2013, so it's been a while. So, but again, I always put their names in the files, so I always have that information. And I would do that with all of these, and then I can always reorganize them. So let's say I want this one here. Okay, and hit done. Voila, that looks beautiful. If you click on it, it makes it bigger. I actually might not want that to happen. And because I don't have enough images, it doesn't keep scrolling. So for sake of this demo, let's just add some more, even if are there kind of copies. Whoa, it is not happy. Okay, done. Just get out of that. And so now, if I preview, there is that arrow. I can keep going. But maybe I don't want that. Maybe I don't want it to scroll, actually. So, let's see. Can I undo adding the pictures? There we go. And of course, if it was in a smaller web browser, then it would scroll. So maybe that part is moot. But I do want to change this real quick. Just kidding, that's not where it is. Where's the settings? I don't want the images to get bigger when they click on it. Clicking on an item, nothing happens. Definitely don't download. Okay, let's see. And so there are lots of things you can do here, but we're not gonna get into all of it. Okay, and actually, I wonder if I should move it up. That way there's a little buffer there between the about. That's cool. So now if I go here, home page, even if we're to land here, you see some pictures. Yeah, that's looking cool. Very nice. Okay, with video now, an important tip for video, if you can, avoid uploading it directly to Wix and instead embed it with a YouTube link, a Vimeo link, something like that. It will play and load much faster. Vimeo, YouTube, they just have a much better system in place to upload and play videos because that's literally all they do, versus Wix is not built for that. So if you were to upload every single video of yours onto Wix to then embed, you would run out of memory and you would have to pay for more storage, which you don't want, but also it would load much slower. So I highly recommend, instead of uploading videos directly to Wix, upload it to YouTube. You can even make it an unlisted video so people can't find it on there, but then use that link here. So let me show you what I mean. We're gonna add another section and we'll do it under the about this time. Add an element, and this time it'll be a video. We'll do a YouTube video, and I'm gonna bring this down. I also want to change this so it's black. And notice I'm not having that coral border for all of them because this already is there. It separates the black from this section. Change the video. I'm gonna find a video I did with my studio. Again, this is me as a teacher. Also, I don't know if I have my dance reel anymore. I'd have to find it somewhere. Okay, got the URL. I'm just gonna paste it in here. By the way, if you haven't seen this video, check it out. It was a fun project. I don't want it to autoplay, I don't think. I don't want it to loop. All right. And now let's see. I want it to... be bigger. And now I would probably want text also to tell people what this is. So if it was your highlight reel, maybe say highlight reel there. Let's see, we'll go to add text. Something very basic like that, but at least they know what they're clicking on. And since we are adding text, let me just do this. There you go. So now we have our homepage, a call to action, some more pictures, an about me and telling them where to go to learn even more, and a little video preview in case they are interested in that. I'm gonna change all of these. So this I would change to, let's just do my dance tech one. I'm not gonna have my address on there, and if you want to have your phone number on there, you could delete that. Actually, this is more like a subscription thing, so I'm not going to keep this, and instead we'll build out something else. This footer a lot smaller because I don't have that much information. Okay, let's add a contact form. We'll use a pre-made template. Drag it into our footer. So let me make this footer bigger. Actually, you know what? This is getting really clunky. I'm not going to. You could if you wanted to, but instead, I'm just gonna have my email down here. So if they want to, they can see it, but they're gonna have a contact link. So instead, I'm just gonna add a button. And it will take them to the contact page that we will build out in a future video. Go, and this way they can always email me instead if they want. All right, let's just double check this and see how it looks. Our home page. If they click on the picture, nothing happens. Although I guess I could also make a link to take me to the gallery page that we're going to create. About me page and a video. If I resize it, seems to work. Very nice. And we'll get more into this in a future video, but I am just gonna double check our mobile view. And then I would I will or would go and resize some of these things, make sure it looks, just fits better. And our menu is up there. Again, the spacing is okay. It's a little wonky because it's just always gonna look different. I would maybe, honestly, for mobile, take out this part so it goes straight to my headshot, or reorder it. But that is for a future video because we're gonna go through and make sure everything is mobile friendly. I go back and forth whether it's easier to edit the mobile layout as you design or make everything and then just reorder and adjust things afterwards. I tend to go to the latter one. Maybe it's more efficient to do the first method, but because I prefer the second method, we're gonna have a whole video on just adjusting things for the mobile layout. But it is super important. If you don't know why, check out my previous video that I did about that, talking about mobile, making it mobile friendly, making sure that is there. But I think for our basic homepage, that is good to go. I might just, because it bothers me, I might center this. There you go. That's how you can make a simple homepage. Now, I did mention adding in anchors and things like that to our menu, so that way everything's on one page instead. So let me show you that real quick. If we wanted everything to be on our homepage, so if we click to About, it would just scroll down and take us to the About section, for example. Super simple. We're just gonna change the menu and how that works. I don't wanna just destroy this because we're gonna use it later. But I'm gonna add a item here. So pretend all of these were not here. I could go here and delete them. I can actually just hide from menu first, so that way we don't see them. Now at the bottom here, I'm gonna go add menu item and I'm gonna add an anchor. So this will take us to our About. And About. See how that's why sections are so helpful, because we already made the section, it knows to take us there. If we didn't do that, we could add our own anchor. Again, I showed you that in the previous video, so you can always check it out there. Now hit done. And so now you see up there About. And just to make sure this is not gonna get confusing, we're gonna go About anchor just for now. I'm gonna add another menu item, another anchor, take it to our photos. I'm gonna add, so pause. Because I'm on the wrong page, I'm on our About page, it's gonna mess it up. So I'm gonna do this. Now, gonna add an anchor. Untitled. Let's rename that to our photo anchor, again, just so we don't get confused. Another item. And then you could also have an About Me or a contact anchor. So I'm gonna just put this in the order it shows up, and let's double check these to make sure it works. So photo anchor, very nice, takes us to our photos. About anchor. Oh, I have to change that. Video anchor, it takes us to the videos section. But let's go and fix that About anchor. I want to change it to the home page and go to the About Me section. There we go. That's what I messed up. So now, if I go to our home page, go to our About, it takes you to the About section. So there you go. So in theory, you could make just a whole single page scrolling, and that's actually pretty popular nowadays. It looks very modern and it's really cool. And that way you don't have to worry about all these sub pages and things. But if you have a lot of pictures, if you have a lot of different projects you want to highlight, I would recommend making a separate page for those. But you could always, for example, do a photo anchor, right? And then here you can say see full gallery, and that could take you to the page instead of the top menu. So there are lots of ways to mess around with that. Wix is super customizable, so there are lots of different ways you can design your website and add different elements in. So have fun and feel free to just mess around. Remember, there's the undo button, which is super helpful, and you can always duplicate a page, make it invisible, and then make all of your layout changes there. In case you don't like it, you have your backup page that you did not touch. So that's also a pro tip there. Now we have a fully functioning, simple homepage, and next video we'll be adding a photo video page, we'll be doing our about page, and our contact page. So make sure you stick around for those. Make sure you check out the free download for your checklist in the description below. Make sure you watch part 1 of this series. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and all that good stuff. And I will see you next time.